Okay, let's talk numbers for a second. Picture this. In 2025, the market for autonomous AI agents is about, what, $7.6 billion?
Right, which is not small change by any means.
Not at all. But the projections for just 8 years later, by 2033, that number just explodes to over $139 billion.
That's an 18-fold increase. It's a staggering trajectory.
It is.
But honestly, if we just focus on the money, we're missing the real story. The story isn't the cash. It's about a fundamental shift in who's doing the selling.
Exactly. We're not talking about helpers or, those little co-pilots that just check your spelling anymore.
Or remind you to follow up.
We are talking about digital workers that literally never sleep. So in the next few minutes, we're breaking down the research into 3 specific sales tactics that will increase your sales by leveraging this new era of autonomous AI. This is Inside Sales Geek, where we translate academic sales research into practical strategies that actually work.
And to guide us, we're looking at a pretty comprehensive paper. It's called AI Agents, Agentic AI, and the Future of Sales. It's from the Journal of Business Research, published in 2026 by Gonzalez, Habel, and Hunter.
2026. Okay, so this is near future stuff, not science fiction 20 years down the line.
Yep.
But before we get to the tactics, we have to unpack a term. You said digital workers.
Yeah.
I feel like AI has become this catch-all for everything from a spell checker to Skynet. How is this different from the ChatGPT I have open on my laptop?
That distinction is everything. It's the only way that $139 billion number makes any sense. The paper breaks it down into sort of 3 categories. You've got the old way, which is augmentation and automation. That's your co-pilot.
Okay, co-pilot, I get that. That's me in the driver's seat. The AI is maybe holding the map, suggesting a faster route, but I'm still steering the car.
Precisely. The human is in the loop. The AI makes you faster. That's automation, or makes you smarter. That's augmentation. But if you stop typing, the work stops.
Got it.
The new wave, the one this research is all about, is autonomization. This is autopilot.
Meaning the human is out of the loop.
For specific workflows, yes. The human is out of the loop. The paper uses a really clean model to explain how these things operate. It's called the PRA cycle.
PRA. Okay, let's break that down. Perceive. Sounds a little sci-fi.
It does, but it's actually very practical. Think of it this way. In the old model, AI waited for a prompt from you. In the PRA model, the P is for perceive. The agent is actively sensing its environment.
What does that mean, sensing?
It's monitoring your inbox, it's watching your CRM for changes, it's scanning LinkedIn for job updates, reading market news. It is constantly ingesting data without you telling it to.
So it's not waiting for orders, it's looking for work.
Exactly. Which leads us to our reason. And this is the biggest leap from what most people are used to. The agent decides what to do next based on high-level goals.
So it's not just a simple if-then script, like if email received, send template A.
No, not at all. It's using what's called chain of thought processing. It thinks, okay, this prospect just raised funding, but they also just laid off their CTO. How should I approach this to get a meeting?
It's contextualizing the whole situation. It's actually thinking.
It's thinking. And finally, A is for act. It executes the task, it sends the email, it updates the Salesforce record, it books a meeting all without a human clicking approve.
That is a massive shift. And I think for a lot of people listening, that's probably a little terrifying.
It can be.
But the whole goal of this conversation is to help you move from viewing AI as a tool you use to a team member you manage.
That's the perfect frame. You're shifting from being a player to being a coach of, well, synthetic employees.
All right, let's get into it. Tactic number 1 is all about the top of the funnel, the idea of the always-on SDR.
This is where the ROI is just so immediate and visible. The research shows these autonomous agents can handle the entire top-of-funnel process. So, prospecting and lead qualification all on their own.
And the results are pretty stunning.
Oh, they're wild. The paper cites an increase in qualified leads from about 45% to over 64%.
That is a huge jump in efficiency. I mean, 64% is unheard of in most sales orgs. So paint the picture. What's the old way look like compared to this?
Well, think about your typical bottleneck. You have a human SDR, a sales development rep. They're smart, they're ambitious, they're expensive. And what do we make them do?
Grind.
We make them spend 6 hours a day staring at spreadsheets, building lists, manually checking website visitors to see if they have the right job title. It's burnout city.
It's a total waste of human talent.
It is. Now look at the agentic solution. The paper highlights a platform called Landbase. It doesn't just have a static list. It taps into 175 million contacts, and it's monitoring real-time signals.
Signals like what, exactly?
Not just static data like company size, it's looking for dynamic signals. A company getting a new round of funding, a manager posting about a specific problem on LinkedIn, a sudden spike in hiring for a certain role. The agent perceives that signal, and then it acts.
So it sees the funding news, checks it against my ideal customer profile, and boom, puts them on an outreach list.
It goes further than that. It puts them on the list, finds their verified contact info, writes a personalized message that actually references that news, and then it starts the outreach sequence.
Wow.
Another example they give is 11x AI. They have these digital workers. They even have names, Alice and Julian. Alice is outbound, Julian is inbound.
Wait, they gave them names.
They did. It helps with that management mindset. So Alice engages prospects 204/7. While your team is sleeping in New York, Alice is engaging leads in Singapore, handling replies, answering basic questions.
Okay, so let's make this actionable. If I'm a sales leader, what's my move tomorrow? Do I fire my SDR team?
No, but you change their job description immediately. You have to stop paying talented humans to do data entry and list building.
So the action is what?
Deploy an autonomous agent to handle that initial perceive and act cycle. Let the agent find the lead, let it qualify budget and need.
And only hand it off when a meeting is actually booked.
Exactly. Your human team should wake up to a calendar of qualified meetings, not a list of cold calls they have to make.
That sounds like a dream for most sales teams, but...
Yeah.
Okay, I have to play devil's advocate here.
Please.
Isn't this just spam bots on steroids? If I unleash Alice, isn't she just going to burn through my entire market with generic junk and annoy everyone?
Now, here's where it gets really interesting.
I got to say that.
That fear of spam is totally based on the old if-then way of thinking. But the research highlights a capability called advanced generative reasoning. This is the reason part of PRA we talked about.
Right.
They aren't just blasting messages. They are, and this is the key word, reflecting.
Reflecting, you mean like thinking about what he just did?
Yes, they can actually learn from rejection. If an agent sends an email and it flops, no open, or a nasty reply, it doesn't just send it again. It analyzes why. It realizes, oh, that subject line didn't work for fintech, or I was too aggressive in that call to action.
And it adjusts the next one on its own.
It adjusts. It's self-correction without a manager having to step in. That ability to iterate is what separates a script from an agent.
Okay, that makes sense.
Which leads perfectly into tactic number 2. We're moving down the funnel. The lead is in. Now what? This is all about the middle of the funnel. Dynamic adaptation and the hygiene monitor.
Ah, the middle of the funnel, where deals go to die. It gets messy there. The excitement of the first call fades, and procurement shows up.
It's the valley of death for sales. And the research shows that agents can now personalize communication and handle objections in real time, often better than humans. Why? Because they have infinite memory and zero emotional fatigue.
Zero emotional fatigue. I love that phrase. A bot doesn't care if you hang up on it. It doesn't need a coffee break after a rude email.
It really doesn't. And it remembers every single interaction. So let's talk dynamic pitching. The paper mentions how agents, like in the land-based scenarios, use reinforcement learning to A/B test pitch variations on the fly.
So instead of the human trying one pitch for a week, realizing it sucks, and then changing it.
The agent tries 10 variations in an hour. It finds the winning message way faster than a human team could. But then it gets even wilder. We have to talk about phone agent.
This part of the research blew my mind. We're talking about Lindy AI, right?
We are. We're not just talking about email anymore. These agents can actually make phone calls. They can speak, they can understand intent, handle a conversation, overcome objections, and then, and this is the boring but crucial part, update the CRM immediately.
I hate updating the CRM. Every salesperson on the planet hates updating the CRM.
And that's why the hygiene monitor is such a powerful idea. The paper talks about Luna, an Alta AI agent. It just monitors active deals. It notices if a proposal has been sitting unread for too long or if a key stakeholder hasn't been emailed in 2 weeks.
So it's like a nagging manager, but one that's actually helpful.
It flags the risk before the deal dies. It just pings you, hey, this deal is stalling, you need to reach out. Or look at HubSpot's closing agent. It can jump into a live chat to answer detailed questions about a quote, check them against company policy, and unblock the deal right there.
So what's the action for the middle of the funnel? Most people aren't ready to let a robot make phone calls for them just yet.
You start with hygiene monitoring. That's low risk, high reward. Use an agent to make sure no deal slips through the cracks because a human forgot to follow up.
Okay, that's easy enough.
And second, use agents for upsell detection. The source brings up Conversica and Ampy. These agents spot usage patterns. If a customer is suddenly using your software like crazy, the agent signals they might be ready for an upgrade.
Or I assume the opposite. If usage drops, it signals they're about to churn.
Exactly. And it triggers the outreach automatically. It catches them before they leave or sells them more when they're happy, all without you having to run a single report. It just happens.
Quick pause here. If you're finding this breakdown valuable, if you're maybe realizing your sales stack is about 5 years out of date, hit subscribe so you don't miss what we cover next week. And seriously, share this with your sales team. They need to know what's coming.
They really do.
Okay. Tactic number 3. We've talked about finding leads with Alice, managing deals with Luna. Let's talk about the people leading the people. Sales management, the AI coach and onboarding accelerator.
This is maybe the most revolutionary part. It completely changes the manager's role from training the basics to high-level strategic oversight.
Because onboarding is usually slow. Painfully slow.
It's so inefficient. You shadow a senior rep for weeks. You listen to their calls. You take notes. It takes months to get a new hire fully productive. But the paper discusses platforms like Win AI that create individualized learning paths. The really cool application, though, is simulation.
Like a flight simulator for sales calls. I love this concept.
Exactly. Look at Gong Trainer or Agent Force. The AI acts as a customer, and not just some generic customer. You can program it. You can say, be a budget-conscious CTO who hates cloud software.
Or be a skeptical procurement officer who only cares about compliance.
Right. And the rep just practices their pitch against this AI. They handle objections, they get shut down, they try again, and instantly they get data-backed feedback. You spoke too fast there. You missed the core value prop. You didn't ask a good follow-up question.
That is so much better than practicing on a real lead.
Yeah.
I would much rather look stupid in front of an AI than my biggest prospect.
It's a safe space to fail. And then for live calls, you have tech like SalesScan AI. It listens during a live call and whispers prompts to the rep.
Whispers, you mean like a text pop-up on their screen?
Basically, it's analyzing the conversation in real time. If the customer mentions competitor X, the AI recognizes it and flashes a prompt. Bring up our comparison case study showing we're 20% faster. It's live guidance.
So for the managers listening, what do they need to do?
2 things. First, stop practicing on your customers. Use these agents to certify your reps on new messaging before they ever touch the phone. Roleplay isn't a quarterly workshop anymore. It's a daily routine with the AI.
And the second thing?
Use agents to scale your coaching. You, as a human manager, cannot listen to every single call your team makes.
No way. There are not enough hours in the day.
But an agent can. It can listen to all of them, transcribe them, analyze them, and then just flag the 5% that actually need your human intervention. It serves up the coaching moments to you on a silver platter. Hey, check this call. The rep really struggled with pricing here.
That's the definition of leverage.
Yeah.
Working smarter. Okay, let's recap the 3 tactics you can implement tomorrow.
Right. Number 1, top of funnel. Replace manual prospecting with an autonomous SDR like 11x or Landbase. Let it work 204/7 to fill your calendar.
Number 2, middle funnel. Use hygiene agents like Luna to monitor deal health and stop deals from stalling. And maybe start experimenting with phone agents like Lindy for basic follow-ups.
And number 3, management. Deploy AI roleplay partners like Gong Trainer to slash your ramp time and give your reps a safe place to fail and learn.
Now, before we go, we have to address the robot in the room, the provocative thought.
The replacement versus enablement debate.
Yeah, we've been talking about digital workers and agents. The source material has some pretty stark numbers on what this all does to the human workforce.
It does. It mentions a survey of sales leaders. They expect to reduce headcount by about 14% in just 1 year because of these technologies.
14%, that's significant. But the longer-term number?
Up to 38% within 5 years.
That is almost 40% of the sales force. Just gone.
It's a sobering statistic. The efficiency gains are just too high for companies to ignore.
So the question isn't whether you should hire these agents. You're going to. If you don't, your competitors will, and they'll crush you on cost and speed. The real question is, as a sales leader, are you ready to manage a team that is half human and half machine?
And I would add to that, if you're a salesperson listening to this, are you actively developing the skills, the complex negotiation, the deep empathy, the high-level relationship building that the bots can't touch yet? Because the easy work, The list building, the follow-ups, the basic qualifying calls, that work is gone.
That is something to think about. This has been Inside Sales Geek, translating academic research into wins for your team.